Hey everyone, this is Deepika Awasthi, your GRE verbal expert. If you are planning to take GRE next 90 days, this is the video for you because here I am going to simplify everything from exam format, syllabus, important topic, how to remember vocabulary for GRE verbal section, how to register for the exam, how to use your score to apply to colleges, and many more things. So let's get started. Since you're watching this video, I'm assuming you have decided to pursue your master's, your postgraduate program from top universities, and that is why you're targeting GRE, correct? So, as we already know that it is for targeting top universities for postgraduate programs, you have to first of all register via or through ETS website. The score will be valid for 5 years and you can take up to 5 times within a year. However, always take 10 mocks before booking the test date, students, right? And then only go for your first attempt. Ideally, one or maximum two attempts are more than enough. But yes, I would say unless you're targeting a perfect score or maybe a very top universities which needs 335 plus, that may take up to more than one or two attempts. But again, try to do that via mocks first, and then if you're close to your desired score, book a test date. Round one cycle generally start from September, October, so you can be prepared for the exam and get your score before September. And in this particular video, we are only talking about general test and not subject test at all, right? There are subject tests as well. In GRE exam, you will be getting three sections. We will be discussing in detail what are the important topics within those sections, how you need to prepare. But for now, we are just seeing a general overview of the exam, that verbal reasoning, quantitative and analytical writing. So for example, analytical writing will be your first section. You will be getting a topic and you have to write an essay on that in 4 to 5 paragraphs. After that, two quantitative sections and two verbal reasoning sections in any order. For example, one essay, quant verbal, or one essay, first is essay, quant verbal verbal, or verbal verbal, quant in any order, and you have to take it accordingly the way you get it. The examination will be for under 2 hours, so that is actually great. But of course, in exam, the time passes so fast as you're busy, you're looking at the timer that you don't even realize right now how fast this exam has ended. So make sure when you're planning this exam and practicing through mocks, make sure you're able to finish the entire section within the given time frame. Right, all right. So this is a very general idea. Now let us get into specifics. See, the fees, right? Whenever you register, you have to first of all check from the official website the updated latest fees, but it is around $220 for Indian students, which is approximately 22.5 thousand rupees. There will be total five sections. One is AWA, analytical writing assessment, and then two quant, two verbal, right? That in so these are the total three sections and two quant, two verbal. So that way, the five sections. Approximately 2 hours, as we know, and score per section will range from 130 to 170. So you have to score separately, say 160 plus in verbal, 160 plus in quant will be 320 overall. So out of 340, if you're getting anything around 325, 325 plus, it is generally considered a very good score. If you're getting something in the range of 150 each, it's not considered 150, or below 150, it's not considered nice, right? You should get a 160 plus or 165 plus for top universities. Uh, Along with your AWS. So once you finish your test date, your essay writing scores will be available after a few days. So your complete score report will be available within 2 weeks, like not in the first week, generally within 8 to 14 days. So again, like try to take exam by July, August at max, right? So that till September for round one, you have your score ready. Now let's move to next slide. See, now apart from the exam fees which we have discussed 22,500, there can be some deductions of penalty provided, or if you're rescheduling or you're canceling or maybe changing test center, if you're asking for additional score reports. So as you can see the fees here, right? If you want to review your score in detail, if you want to reinstate your score, these are the fees. Generally, students pay for their test as well as at max for their detailed score report, right? Detailed score report, which is 2,900 rupees. You can actually schedule this 1 week before, so there'll be no need to reschedule, but just in case you'll have to, right, you can take a look at all the fees. Now that we know very clearly about the exam, the syllabus, let us discuss the preparation pattern in detail. So as we have discussed that in exam, your first will be analytical writing assessment, in which you will have to assess an issue task. Issue task as in you'll have to give your opinion, whether you agree, disagree with the given topic, and then write in 4 to 5 paragraphs, which will last for 30 minutes. After that, and again in any order, you'll be getting verbal reasoning or quantitative reasoning. Section 1 will be standard section having 12 questions. Yes, having 12 questions to be finished in 21 minutes, right? This is your time. Depending on your accuracy, if you're just getting one or two wrong, the difficulty level of section 2 will increase, which is a good thing because there will be higher weightage question and score will be very good. If you're getting section 2 easier, it means you made a lot of mistakes in section 1, that is more than 5 mistakes, and that's why section 2 is easier. And now they're low score, low weightage questions, so even though you get everything correct in section 2, it is very difficult for you to score above 320, 325 in that case. So make sure you get everything correct in section 1, be it GRE verbal or GRE quant. In the first 12 questions, you must get at least 10 to 11 wrong. There is no scope for any error, but of course, if we go for perfection, we might end up making a couple of mistakes. So even if you get 10 each correct, your section 2 is quite taken care of. And in that, if you focus, you get at least 10 to 12 correct in section 2, it is highly likely that you're going to score 320 plus at that. So as we can see, section 1 is for 21 minutes, right, in verbal, and 2 is for 26 minutes. Again, in GRE quantitative, section 1 is for 18 minutes and section 2 is for 23 minutes. So you can see the approximate time here. We can now move to say, now that we have understood what are the topics within verbal section, what are the things you'll have to prepare for this. So now that, see, issue task will not be counted in your overall 340, whereas 340 is something that will be given separately in your score report. 340 score you will be getting only from verbal and quantitative reasoning. In verbal reasoning, the essentially 99% of the syllabus will revolve around reading comprehension, sentence equivalence, and text completion. So everything is almost same weightage. Reading comprehension is 50%, which is a very important topic, and rest 50% are vocabulary questions. We call them vocabulary questions, sentence equivalence, and text completion. The only difference between sentence equivalent means you have to find two words for each blank. There'll be one blank questions which are synonymous, so like two equivalent words, both you can use. Whereas in text completion, you have to use only one word for each blank. You have to just complete the text, and the text may have one, two, or three blanks, right? So I will recommend you take a diagnostic test. First of all, see your preparedness level, and then decide if you need a coaching, or if you just need to practice certain mocks, or maybe you can book your test date in next 30 to 40 days, right? Now when it comes to quantitative, four important topics are arithmetic, algebra, geometry carries maximum weightage, and then data analysis. If you just do these four topics, again almost 95 to 98% questions will be taken care of. GRE quantitative reasoning section is considered to be easier than many other exams. However, verbal is on the difficult side, mainly because of vocabulary. Now, as I told you initially, that 99% of the questions in verbal section are these three type of questions, and that is reading comprehension, sentence equivalence, and text completion. 1% may go to critical reasoning, right? There can be one or couple of two questions of critical reasoning, either in short paragraph form or as part of reading comprehension, right? In any way, like inference question, strengthen, weaken question. So I feel ideally you should prepare critical reasoning as well, although they do not mention that in syllabus, right? But we have seen students sometimes getting critical reasoning concepts or questions as well. Now that we know about syllabus, now let us understand, we'll come back to preparation level, detailed preparation strategy, but before that, let's just quickly see how to register for the exam quickly. See, now in exam, generally when you go to register for the exam, it hardly takes 15 to 20 minutes if you have all the documents with you, if you know, like if you have all the data about you, like I'll just tell you. So, for example, your birth date, your 10th and 12th, or college marks, if you know, although those are the details not asked initially, but will be used while your admission process. So, first of all, you have to go to ets.org website. There you have to give your email address and then do a sign in. Once you sign in, once you have you can once you have the account, you can register by giving first name, basically your full name, date of birth, gender, email address. So again, like hardly 5 minutes, then a username and password will be created. By that, you have to again log in and then select what test. You will be selecting GRE general test, right? The test we are talking about is general test and not subject test. Subject tests are separate, so we are not talking about these tests. So once you select your GRE general tests, after that you will be asked to fill up few more, or will be asked few more details. And once you fill up all those details, you have to book your slot, like which date, which exam center, and then you have to pay the fees. Your receipt will look like something like this, right? And once you paid, your slot is booked. All you have to do is just go there and like take your exam. All right. So I hope you have understood how to register for the exam. As like they will not ask a lot of details, and if you just focus, if you 20 minutes are more than enough to register correctly for GRE exam. Once you have your score, of course, you're taking GRE as we spoke initially for master's program. So in that case, you are looking for top universities to do your masters. Most of the top university, at least top 20, will look for 160 each, as I told you. You can see here GRE quant and GRE verbal cutoffs, right? GRE quant, GRE verbal cutoffs for Yale, Stanford, Chicago Booth, Harvard, Kellogg, NYU. You can see. So total is 329, 325 plus. So your target should be, you must get a 325 plus for sure. And then a lot of other things depends on the profile as well. So it's not like, I've seen a lot of students say getting a 325 and then getting a 335, and these students are preferred by some top colleges mainly because of profile, how they have written their essays, their applications compared to 335. So the last 10 to 12 score generally can be compensated by good application and good profile. However, target as much as you can score, but 325 plus is bare minimum if you want to get into top 20 or 30 universities. I have personally observed though that cutoff is generally higher for Indian students. So whatever cutoff I'm showing you, again try to, it's 320, like for or 325, I would say for Indian students, I think you should target 330 plus, right? In that case. Right. Okay. Now coming back to how to exactly prepare. See, now that we know that verbal section is essentially reading comprehension and vocabulary. So for vocabulary, just mugging up the word is not enough. You'll have to remember till exam, right? So for that, just knowing meaning, like if you just know the meaning or mug up the meaning, chances are you'll forget. But if you know the context, usage, synonym, antonyms, if you devote some extra time to the words, chances are you'll remember those words till exam for sure. So make sure whenever you're learning any word, you know it's at least two synonym, two antonyms, and how to use it in a sentence. That will be more useful than just simply knowing the meaning and not knowing the context or usage, right? Is not really the right strategy. Make sure whatever words you're done, so keep a target of say 20 words a day. If you have less time, keep 30 words a day, right? So let's say you kept 20 words a day. Make sure you revisit them, revise them once every week, right, before the exam. So when you do that for 2 to 3 times, you don't have to really come back to those words in the third or fourth week. Actually, you will see that yes, you remember the words now, and whenever you see those or come across those words while solving the questions, you're able to solve those questions correctly. When it comes to GRE verbal, sentence equivalence, text completion questions, there are mainly two skills: approaches of reading the question, how well you're reading the question, and plus, of course, you need to know vocabulary. So, a lot of students ask me that. Are there any tricks wherein even if we do not know the vocabulary, we can do the guesswork? Yes, to some extent, but 100% you cannot do that. If your vocabulary is really, really weak, you can't just simply read the question in a certain way or have some strategy and get everything correct. You have to have both. In some couple of questions, yes, you can do a guesswork, educated guesses, and even though you do not know some of the option, you may end up getting correct answers, but you have to have a strong vocabulary for sure, right? For verbal section. So yes, so for vocabulary, make sure you just go in this old school manner, right? Do not, of course, there are again ways like you can use mnemonics, you can use word groups, you can learn through root words. There are so many methods. Let me know if you want me to make a video on this, that how how do we build vocabulary in smart techniques faster than our old school methods. But whatever works for you, you have to see that, and different methods work for different people. Some people learn via reading through context, some people mnemonics, some people use mnemonics, some people use root words, some people group words, right? Then apart from that, you have to know secondary words as well, secondary meanings as well of a word may carry more than one meaning. So all these things I can make a very good video, just let me know in the comments. Coming to quants, first of all, although GRE quant is comparatively easier, but still you have to know all the formulas, you have to keep all the formulas handy. So keep a formula notebook initially so that you are able to solve at least 30 to 40% questions correctly, as they are generally directly formula or concept based. And of course, then keep on practicing important topics we just discussed, like arithmetic, algebra, geometry. Make sure you practice at least 100 to 150 questions from each topic before you go for your first mock. If your aptitude is already very good, you have for some many maybe for some other exam you have practiced those many questions, then maybe take one mock, see where you stand, and then of course go ahead and practice, right? Based on which topic is your weakness. And if it is just if something is your strength, make sure you take topic test or sectional test only, and no need to practice it separately a lot, right? Again, for RCs, whenever you're reading RC, you have to know this method, that is while reading why this passage is written, and that is something you will come to know in the last paragraph, right? Purpose of the author, why this is written, right? For this purpose, what kind of evidence, data, examples author is given, so that you have to tone is what overall, positive, negative. If it's a science passage, you may not get any tone at all, it will be very neutral, informative in terms of tone. And again, overall structure as it is a cause effect solution, or cause effect, a problem, causes, solution, what is exact advantages, disadvantages, what exactly is the structure, and that's all you have to know. You must make a weekly study plan, depending on you have entire day free for you, or if you go to college you have evenings free for you, or if you go to job you can only study in the morning before your office. Depending on your schedule, you have to make a study plan. So there's no one fixed study plan, so and that is the reason I generally don't recommend any study plan. And just make sure GRE is all about the kind of exam it is. It is all about knowing certain tricks and approaches initially to understand easy to medium level questions. But if you want to score 325, 330 plus, practice is the key, right? Practice is the main thing. For quantitative section, you have to have some formulas handy. So this is the list I have made for you. You can download all these formulas and much more for GRE exam from my app. The app link or website link you will find in the description below. Right, so here I think font will be slightly like smaller. It will be difficult for you to read, but this entire thing you can download from the app, right, from the free material section. So we'll just quickly move to next part. Now, students, if you are serious for GRE exam, if you're planning to take in next 90 days, you want structured plan, regular live classes, doubt solving, mocks, daily practice sheets, a proper ecosystem for you to prepare in next 2 to 3 months. My one-on-one GRE verbal batch is open in which we are going to study only verbal. If you're looking for quant as well or the full package like verbal, quant, AW, everything, just let me know. But in this, we are going to cover your analytical writing section as well as verbal section, in which I'll be giving you 25 hours of intensive live classes, your official guide and other study material, two practice books in PDF format, overall 500 plus questions for practice through mocks, sectionals, topic tests, practice sheets, 10 full length mock test, timed tests, and then of course weekly mentoring apart from your classes, like where you're lacking, what is your performance, what all things. So basically just for planning, just to review your performance, we'll be doing weekly mentoring session. And of course there'll be doubt solving in our WhatsApp group. You can just post your doubts, you'll be getting reply either immediately or at max within 1.5 hour, right? That if you want to keep a separate doubt solving session, you have to just inform 1 day or 2 day in advance, and then you'll be given an appointment as per your convenient time, and then you can meet the teacher, me or other teacher in my team, to book your doubt session. And that when it comes to fees, for 60,000 rupees is for one on one, whereas if you want to join in group, so 60,000 is for one on one for individual, and if you're joining a group, it is 18,000 rupees, 18,000, right? That for group, we will be keeping around five, minimum five or maximum 10 students, right? Nothing more below that. And if you're someone who is planning to take, you can use my discount code SAVE10, which is valid for next 7 days. Course duration will be 6 months, of course, right? Although your syllabus will be completed in 3 to 4 months, but of course, there can be certain topics you're still struggling with. You will need some mock test reviews, some doubts from the mock test if your score is not improving, some general doubt sessions, you want to repeat certain topics, watch certain recordings, maybe anything. So for that, 2 months more, just in case you're reattempting the exam, you need some guidance, some help from us, right? Will be available, right? So after exam as well. So the course duration is entirely for 6 months. However, will make you prepared and will finish everything by fourth month at max. All right. So I hope everything is clear, students. Now, as I was talking about website, wait just a second. Yes, as I was talking about website, you can find all the details here, right? My Telegram group, my Instagram, and my website. Now, in this, the important thing which you have to basically notice is this is the app, right? So you can download app to get your free study material. This is the website which you need to know, and this is the contact, if right. So this is an Indian number, so you have to also do +91 if you are someone who stays out of India, +91, and then this is the contact number you can contact, and then just DM. So you can find a link also in the description where it is written DM me, and just basically message interested GRE, because basically we are running GRE, GMAT, CAT, many batches. So if you are interested, let me know GRE one-on-one or interested in GRE group class. So just drop a message, click on the link in the description. So you'll be directed to my WhatsApp, and then you just have to write interested GRE one-on-one or GRE group class. And from there, my counselors, my team will take it ahead. So that is it, everyone, for today's video. I'll see you soon in the next video. Make sure, right, you can scan this also to message me directly, or at the same me or my team directly, or you can click on the link below to drop a message, and I will see you in the next video very soon.